Welcome back, everybody. This is BB Davis. Bebeluvsports, with sports and gaming is the exquisite fusion. We are going to head on over right now. Let's just get into this with Michigan. That was a headline that was overshadowed, but we want to get these significant games in that I feel in my POV. Every one of them are significant, but this one was a true heart team without their coach. You had the Colorado game with a true heart team with their coach, but here is a true heart team and number one, and sent a nice message to a lot of people. Yes, they did, and they had people in shambles because it's solidarity for their coach Harbaugh, who's not there. Okay, so why is the coach not there? Okay, I'll tell you. He is accused of giving misleading information to the NCAA.
Oh my God.
And there was an investigation. And so they consider this like a level, you have different levels of violations, like a level 1 violation. But when, there was more levels, of violations made, for the whole NCAA mandated COVID-19 recruiting dead period, which would have been in the year of 2021. So the suspension is 3 games, and what they're saying, this is all due to recruiting violations during COVID-19. Just to put it there. So it's a 3-game suspension. Some people are just like, oh my God, okay, why are they so hard pressed? Well, it's not like hard pressed, just like at the end of these games, you got the players saying, look, we want our coach back. That's it. We want our coach back, and, we're good here. But in the meantime, we're going to ball out. We're going to stand in solidarity, but we want our coach back. And, until then, though, we're going to handle business. And they did. They stood on business. So we're going to look in at that whole score there. J.J. McCarthy leads Michigan now at 2. Did I say 1? But it's 2 against East Carolina. And we're going to get in with these highlights here. So keep it locked. So the team, they was in solidarity, and they were in a single line formation. Each player had their arm over their head. And, that was definitely, we're going to stand together, ready for our coach to come back after this suspension. But until then, they got their shirt saying "Free Harbaugh." So, it's good to see that your team is like that. But if you are accused of something and it is found with merit, then, you get the penalties therein. All right. So let's get into, the play-by-play for Michigan facing off with ECU. All right. You had a punt by Michigan. That score would still be 0-0. Interception, ECU. Score still 0-0. Touchdown, Michigan. Plot strategize. And yes, indeed, they bombed first. Okay, that would bring the score 0-7. There was a punt by ECU. Still the score 0-7. Touchdown again. Okay. And with that punt, it was 0-14. Touchdown by Michigan would make it 20. So no scoring at all for ECU as you go into these initial plays. It's just for Michigan 7, 14, 20. And then with the field goal for Michigan after the field goal missed by ECU, score went up 0-23. That was the end of the second quarter. All right, end of the fourth quarter. Michigan does another touchdown, now 0-30. There's a punt by ECU, just couldn't get it done. Missed field goal by Michigan, but they still are 0-30. Finally, there was a field goal by ECU, and final score 30 Michigan, 3 ECU. Good job. Good job there. We're going to look at the team stats here. Of course, with the team stats, you can see that Michigan dominated. So, let's get in on it. First downs. You had ECU 12, Michigan 26. Third down efficiencies 5 of 13 for ECU. And 6 of 10 for Michigan. Fourth down efficiencies, 0-1 for ECU. And 0-1 for Michigan. Total yards, 235 for ECU. And 402 for Michigan. In passing, 132 for ECU, Michigan 280. Interceptions thrown, none for Michigan, 1 for ECU. In rushing, 103 for ECU and 122 for Michigan. Rushing attempts 26 to Michigan's 31. Yards per rush 4.0 for TCU and 5.35 for Michigan. Turnovers, none for Michigan, 1 for ECU. And then fumbles equally matched, 0. Interceptions thrown, 1 for ECU, none for Michigan. Time possession of the ball, 26 minutes, 34 seconds for ECU and 33 minutes and 26 seconds for Michigan. All right, so I'm very sure they're going to hold it down, even more so the momentum and the drive until the coach returns, and then, of course, continue on and see what they do. Now, there are other teams that could come in if you want to play the whole devil's advocate, and they could be like, well, while this coach is gone, let's really get up in here and get some things done. Let's see how we can dismantle and get some L's. Well, that's the interesting thing about football. You can just about count on any given Saturday, any given Sunday. Never take it for granted. Get out there and play lights out and see what you get, okay? Because there can be only one person that takes the win and one takes the L unless you're tied up. And I'm going to tell you right now about that whole tied up situation. Nobody wants to be tied up. That's it. All right, everybody. Stay locked in with me. We got some more other game highlights that I want to focus in on. And then we got Sunday coming. And then we're going to be talking about U.S. Open and some more vibes with F1. Oh, man. It's just a lot I want to talk about. Okay, so keep it locked.